Hey guys, welcome to Creepypasta Thoughts, and today I'm going to be talking about 1999, which was requested by SkyNextFay. Now, 1999, I can't summarize this too well because it's been a long time since I've read it, and I haven't read his last two updates, I think. But pretty much what the story was about is at the beginning of the story, he's telling us about when he was a kid, and he watched this channel on TV called Caledon Local, and on the channel there were some weird TV shows that progressively got stranger, and pretty much it's now present, like modern day, and today he's trying to investigate and see what happened, just get to the bottom of what went on behind all that stuff that happened in his childhood. That's pretty much what 1999 is about. Now, I thought 1999 was a pretty good story. It is a long story, I'm gonna warn you of that, this is the only thing I don't like about when there's an extremely long story online, because you have to stare at a computer screen for so long, and whenever staring at a computer screen for so long, my eyes get tired and stuff. I don't know, okay, but anyways, so I thought 1999 was a pretty good story. One thing that is debatably good or bad, just depends on how you see it, is that the story, it isn't over even now, it's still not over yet. The author periodically adds updates to the story, and this could be looked at as a good thing or a bad thing. It just really depends. I guess it could be a bad thing if you're one of those people who really, you want to read a story and you want it to be over. You just want to read the entire thing and have it all be over. But of course, unfortunately for you, if you're one of these people, the story isn't over after you're done reading it. It will be periodically updated. But the reason why I like the story is because, you know how when you're reading a story and it's really good, and then at the end of it you're like, oh damn, it's over. I wish that I could read more of this, because that's how, or even if with a TV show or anything like that. Well, luckily for you, after you read the story, it's still not over because the author will be periodically updating the story. Although, I have to say one thing, that he extremely rarely updates the story, and because of that, I feel like sometimes I forget a lot of the plot or what happened in the story, and honestly, I forget where I'm at the story now. So when I go back, I'm gonna have to look through it, and I don't want to reread the entire story because it's pretty long, but yeah, that's a downside. He updates so rarely that you might forget a lot of what happened in the story. That's one of the bad things about it. But overall, like I said before, I thought this was a good story, and I guess this technically could be classified as a lost episode creepypasta. And if you will classify this as a lost episode pasta, it's actually one of the few good ones, because as you know, most lost episode pastas are terrible. And I guess this one is good because it actually incorporates an outside story to go along with it. But one thing that I really like about the story, and a lot of people like about the story, is that you don't, of course with every horror story, you have to suspend disbelief a little bit, but for this one I feel like you hardly have to do that at all, because a lot of stories have some really crazy stuff that makes no sense at all, you know, like gouging out your eyes and sending them to YouTube, or something like really crazy like that. It's like, that's ridiculous. But this story, I felt like for the most part, it kept things at a pretty realistic level, and when you're reading it, I feel like you can think, okay, I could see how that could happen. Like, even though you know it's fake, just reading it, you think this is something that could have maybe actually happened. I don't know, I thought that was cool. Another thing that I liked, that the author threw in that I thought was kind of clever, was how in the story, when he was talking about some of the shows he saw as a kid, one of the shows he saw was called Booby, which was a show about these two human hands. I think they had faces drawn on them, and the hands would like talk to each other and interact with each other. It was an extremely low budget show, but a lot of people, they will read about this and say, oh, I think I actually ended up seeing that show, when in reality they did not see Booby. They saw a show that was extremely similar to that called Ubi, which was a real life show. It was almost the exact same thing as Booby, and I'm almost positive the author did this on purpose. Yeah, Ubi was almost the exact same thing as Booby. It was just human hands with faces that would talk to each other and stuff like that. So I guess that's just another thing in the story that really adds on to how realistic it can become, or how realistic it might seem at first glance, which I think is really the main thing that I thought made the story pretty good. It was also really similar to Penpal. If you guys read Penpal and you liked it, then I'm pretty sure that you would like 1999, and vice versa. If you read 1999, I'm sure you'd like Penpal, because I don't know, just the vibe that both the stories gave off, I thought that it was pretty good. I like the stories. I really did like 1999. So overall, if I had to rate 1999, which I will, I would rate it probably a 9 out of 10. That is it, guys. Thank you for watching. What would you rate 1999? And I will see you on the flip side.